with another chapter. Dear children, the pace of development of a country depends upon the production of goods and services as well as their movement over space. Today, the world has been converted into a large village with the help of efficient and fast moving transport. Today, India is well linked with the rest of the world. In this chapter, we will see how modern means of transport and communication serve as lifelines of our nation and its modern economy. Dear children, geography is an important part of class 10 social science subject. As the subject is completely theoretical, it's easier for you to make your notes while watching this video lecture. And it helps not only in understanding the topic but also makes you organized. So you can easily understand and remember them. Let us move on to the topic. Dear children, lifelines of national economy helps in increased cooperation and assistance between countries and easy movement of goods and material between countries. Not only this, trade and commerce within the country, it is very easier, and reducing distance than bringing the world closer, and both the production and distribution of goods and movement of large number of people and over long distances. Today we will continue with a geography of class 10, and the chapter which we will discuss is lifelines of national economy. Let us discuss about that. Today's our topic, lifelines of national economy. Dear children, movement of goods and services can be over three important domains of our earth: land, water and air. Based on these, transport can also be classified into the land, water and air transport. Let's discuss them in detail. Now let us discuss about roadways. Construction cost of roads is much lower than that of railway lines. Roads can traverse comparatively more dissected and undulating topography, and roads can negotiate higher gradients of slopes and as such can traverse mountains such as the Himalayas. Dear children, India has one of the largest road network in the world and aggregating to about 54.7 lakh kilometers. The growing importance of road transport over rail transport is very important. Then the construction cost of road is much lower than that of railway lines. So roads can cover more geographically harder locations that cannot be done by the railways. Then roads can negotiate higher gradients of slopes and can be easily built in towards mountains such as the Himalayas. Dear children, road transport is economical. It provides door-to-door services, and this transport stations, air and seaports. Dear children, in India, roads are classified in 6 categories according to their capacity. Golden quadrilateral superhighways, national highways, state highways, district roads, other roads and border roads. Dear children, golden quadrilateral superhighways is a network of highways connecting India 4 top metropolitan cities, namely Delhi, Kolkata, Chennai and Mumbai. Dear children, these highway projects are being implemented by the National Highway Authority of India, NHAI. And what about national highways? The national highways are a network of trunk roads that are laid, maintained by the Central Public Works Department CPWD. Dear children, the historical Sirsha Suri Marg is called National Highway number 1 between Delhi and Amritsar. Then what about state highways? State highways linking a state capital with different district headquarters are known as state highways. These roads are constructed and maintained by the State Public Works Department PWD. Then what about district roads? District roads connect the district headquarters with other places of the district. These roads are maintained by the Jilla Parishad. And what about other roads? Dear children, other roads with link rural areas and villages with towns are classified under their categories. The roads received special inputs under the Pradhan Mantri Gram Sadak Yojana. Then what about border roads? Border roads organization, construction and maintain roads in the bordering areas of the country. And this organization was established in 1960 for the development of the roads of strategic importance in the northern and southern eastern border areas. Dear children, roads can also be classified on the basis of the type of material used for their construction. For example, metal roads may be made of cement and concrete or even bitumen of coal. Dear children, these are weather roads, and unmetal roads go out of use in the rainy season. The distribution pattern of the railway network in the country has been largely influenced by physiographic, economic, and administrative factors. Dear children, railways are the principal mode of transportation for carrying huge loads and bulky goods for long and short distances in India. Dear children, railways have become more important in India's economy. However, rail transport suffers from certain problems as well as the distribution pattern of the railway network in the country has been largely influenced by physiographic, economic and administrative factors. Dear children, the density railway network is high in the northern plains because they are vast level lands and have high population density and rich agricultural resources. In the hilly and terrain of the peninsular region, railway tracks are laid through low hills and gaps or tunnels. Therefore, it is difficult to construct railway lines. Dear children, the Himalayan mountainous regions too are unfavorable for the construction of railway lines due to high relief and sparse population and lack of economic opportunities. And it was difficult to lay railway lines on the sandy plain of western Rajasthan and swamps of Gujarat and forest tracts of Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Orissa and Jharkhand. Let us discuss about pipelines. Pipelines transport network is a new arrival on the transportation map of India. Its initial cost is high but subsequent running costs are minimal. Dear children, pipeline network uses pipes usually underground to transport and distribute fluids. And these are used to transport water and crude oil, petroleum products and natural gas, fertilizer factories and big thermal power plants. So, solids can also be transported through a pipeline van converted into slurry. And these are three important networks of pipeline transportation in our country. And from oil field in Upper Assam to Kanpur, it is situated in Uttar Pradesh. From Salaya in Gujarat to Jalandhar in Punjab. And last, from Hajira in Gujarat to Jagdishpur in Uttar Pradesh. Let us discuss about waterways. Waterways are the cheapest means of transport. They are most suitable for carrying heavy and bulky goods. Dear children, waterways are the cheapest means of transport. They are most suitable for carrying heavy and bulky goods. It is a fuel efficient and environment friendly mode of transport. Dear children, the national waterway in India or NW number 1, the Ganga river between Allahabad and Haldi. It is 1620 kilometers. And NW number 2, the Brahmaputra river between Surya and Durgadi, 891 kilometers. And NW number 3, the West Coast Canal in Kerala and Kottapuram Kollam. It is 205 kilometers. NW number 4, specified stretches of Godavari and Krishna river along with Kakinada Pondicherry stretch of canals. It is 1078 kilometers. And NW number 5, specified stretches of river Brahmani along with Mathai river, delta canals of Mahanadi and Brahmari river and East Coast Canal. It is hardly 588 kilometers. Dear children, inland waterways in India are Mandavi and Jurai and some other places of Kerala through which transportation takes place. Then the question arises, the major seaports. Let us discuss about now. With a long coastline of India is dotted with 12 major and 181 medium and minor ports. Kandla 8, Kutch was the first port developed soon after independence. Dear children, India's trade with foreign countries is carried from the ports. There are 2 major and 200 notified non-major ports in our India. Dear children, Canada and Kandla in Kutch was the first port to be developed after independence. It is also known as the Deen Dayal port. The other one, Mumbai, is the biggest port with a spacious, natural and well-sheltered harbour. And not only this, Mangalore port located in Karnataka caters to the export of iron ore. And Kochi is the extreme southwestern port located at the entrance of Lagoon. Visakhapatnam is the deepest landlocked and well protected port. Dear children, Kolkata is an inland riverine port. And let us discuss about airways. Airways can cover very difficult terrains like high mountains and dreary deserts, dense forests, and also long oceanic stretches with great ease. The air transport was nationalized in 1953. Dear children, the airway is the fastest, most comfortable, and prestigious mode of transport. And air travel has made access easier to the terrain areas and like high mountains, dreary deserts, dense forests and long oceans. Not only this, the air transport was nationalized in 1953. Dear children, Air India provides domestic and international air services. Dear children, limited privates and helicopter service to oil and natural gas corporation in its offshore operations to inaccessible areas and difficult terrains. But air travel is not within the reach of the common people. Let us discuss about communication. Personal communication and mass communication, including television, radio, press, films, etc., are the major means of communication in the country. Dear children, the major means of communication in India are television, radio, press, films, etc. The Indian postal network is the largest in the world. It handles passes as well as personal written communication. And dear children, first class mail is airlifted between stations covering both land and air. And second class mail includes book packets and registered newspapers and periodicals. Dear children, they are carried by surface mails and covering land and water transport. Not only this, India has one of the largest telecom network in Asia. The subscriber trunk dealing STD facilities all over India have been made possible by integrating the development in space technology with communication technology. Mass communication provides entertainment and creates awareness among people about various national programs and policies, and it includes radio, television, newspapers, magazines, books, and films. Dear children, India Radio Channel and broadcast a variety of programs in national, regional, and local languages. Dear children, you know, Doordarshan, the national television channel, is one of the largest terrestrial network in the world. And India publishes a large number of newspapers in about 100 languages and dialects. And mass communication provides entertainment. They create awareness among people about various national programs and policies. They provide a variety of programs in national, regional, and local languages for various categories of people spread over different parts of the country. Dear children, they strengthen democracy in the country by providing news and information to the masses. It helps in agricultural sector by helping farmers by providing them information about new agricultural practices. Dear children, Doordarshan is the national television channel of India. It is one of the largest terrestrial networks in the world and the largest numbers of newspapers published in our country in Hindi, followed by English and Urdu. Not only this, India is the largest producer of feature films in the world. International trade. The exchange of goods among people, states, countries is referred to as trade. Trade between two countries is called international trade. Dear children, the exchange of goods among people, states, and countries is referred to as trade. And trade between two countries is called international trade. It is considered as the economic barometer for a country. The children, export and imports are the components of trade. The balance of trade of a country is the difference between its export and import. When the value of export exceeds the value of import, it is called a favorable balance of trade. Then, if the value of imports exceeds the value of exports, it is termed as unfavorable balance of trade. Dear children, the commodities exported from India to other countries include gems, jewelry, chemicals, and related products, agricultural and allied products, etc. The commodities imported to India include petroleum, crude products, gems and jewelry, and electronic items, agricultural and allied products. And the difference between export and import is known as balance of trade. If the value of export is more than the value of import, it is called favorable balance of trade. And favorable balance of trade is regarded good for the economic development, whereas unfavorable balance of trade is seen harmful for the domestic control. Let us discuss about tourism as a trade. Tourism has proved itself as one of the most important aspects of trade. Tourism in India has grown substantially. It helps as promotion of national integration. Dear children, more than 15 million people are directly engaged in the tourism industry in India. Dear children, tourism promotes national integration and it provides support to local handicrafts and cultural pursuits. Dear children, tourism helps in the development of international understanding about Indian culture and heritage. Not only this, foreign tourists visit India for heritage tourists and eco-tourism, adventure tourism and cultural and medical and business tourism. Dear children, tourism in India earns huge foreign exchange. Over 2.6 million foreign tourists visit India every year, and more than 15 million people are directly engaged in the tourism industry. And tourism also promotes national integration and provides support to local handicrafts and cultural and international understanding about culture and heritage. Dear children, foreign tourists visit India for heritage tourism and eco, cultural and medical tourism. Dear children, Rajasthan, Goa and Jammu and Kashmir and temple towns of South India are important destinations of foreign tourists in our India. Dear children, there is vast potential of tourism development in the northern eastern states and the interior parts of the Himalayas, but due to strategic reasons, these have not been encouraged so far. I hope now you understand the importance of transport, communication, and trade for a country progress. Dear children, last but not least, study at same time every day and having regular hours for reading at least 5 days a week will make it easier for you to follow the schedule and consistently and maintain an active approach to study. Dear children, and stand silently near your study table for 2 minutes before you start. Try to associate the book with relaxation, not with tension and anxiety. Learning will continue. Stay tuned for more video lectures on social science. Keep learning. Have a nice day. Thank you.